Do you remember the very beginning of the pandemic? I mean, I'm sure you remember a lot of the things that I remember. Masks, social distancing, toilet paper shortages, Zoom dates, Zoom game nights, Zoom meetings, Zoom weddings, pretty much anything that you can imagine happening on Zoom. But do you also remember the generosity? Remember people signing over their stimulus checks and saying things like, "We're all in this together"? There was even all sorts of special assistance provided to organizations like us, like Family Promise. And that special assistance actually helped us to grow and thrive during the pandemic. Well, it's 3 years later, the pandemic is over, and unfortunately, so is a lot of that financial assistance. And yet, our need is greater than ever. According to some counts, homelessness in Wake County has doubled since 2020. All of those postponed rent and utility payments, well, they're suddenly coming up due, and it's putting a lot of families at risk. And let's think about the children in those families. Once a child experiences homelessness, they're suddenly 50% more likely to experience homelessness later in life. They're 3 times more likely to be placed in a special education program, 8 to 9 times more likely to repeat a grade, and 7 times more likely to attempt suicide. But what hasn't changed is that old pandemic cliche, that we're all in this together. Because guess what? We are all in this together. That's the way that it's always been. And that means that you, right now, have the power to do something about homelessness in Wake County. So visit www.familypromisewake.org, learn more about our programs, and make a donation. Just because the pandemic and the pandemic assistance has come to an end doesn't mean that our programs have to come to an end. It costs only $41 to shelter an individual through our programming for a night. And on average, it costs around $884 to keep a family in their home, to keep them from experiencing an eviction, and to keep them from entering into homelessness. See, your donation, no matter how big, no matter how small, it makes a difference, and it makes an impact towards ending homelessness in Wake County. Thank you for your continued support of Family Promise of Wake County, and thank you for everything that you do to help end homelessness in our city.